go. Again, just for that little bit of extra impact to help control any that creep through. I got the fast, no slow boss. Alrighty. So at this point, I mean, we're at 23. We could go ahead and upgrade both of these just for a little bit of extra damage, but I'm going to go ahead and wait because it is actually possible to get your first water tower, which is 700 gold, but it's possible to get one of these before, you know, you can usually do it around level 32 to 36 pretty easily, as long as you're staying on top of things. We're doing pretty good for now, so see how things go here. Enough with the blinking. Okay. Not too bad if I say so myself. Next wave. Already getting over 30 gold and interest at this point, which is always fun. Basically what you do is again, it's all about that balancing act between doing enough damage and maintaining a good amount of interest on gold coming in. If you can get to the point where you've got over 10,000 gold, because the lightning tower costs 1,000, you can start filling the map up with impunity, because it's like every turn you're kicking over 1,000 plus interest, so you can just keep building tower after tower just on your interest. Same principle as having a really nice bank account. If you have a big enough bank account, you can live off the interest. Grief, what the hell? Oh, see, we're starting to have trouble killing them. They're starting to creep through, so it's worth it to just go ahead and upgrade one more tower. Maybe more than that. See, this guy won't be a pain in the ass. And we're gonna... Nope, he got hit. See, that's what I'm talking about. You don't spend enough, you end up behind, because then you start losing ground. So sometimes, even if it puts you a little bit behind schedule on when you can get one of your really nice towers, the advanced towers. I mean, we're only at level 29, so and we've got a boss here, and early on the bosses, as long as you're doing okay on your damage curve, the bosses are easy. It's with the assassin skill. The other three skills, meh, not too good. Alright, level 30. Maybe, I think we should do it by level 33 or so. Only real problem is right up here. We're not doing enough damage right in here. So I'm tempted to go ahead and kill 100 just so we can stop worrying about this flank, as it were. So maybe 34 or 35. But that's doing pretty good. Usually you can get the water tower before level 36. Sometimes, you know, it doesn't really matter how many times you play this. Sometimes you can really stay on top of things. Sometimes, you know, somebody gets through. You're a little bit too slow putting up a tower, a little bit too fast putting up a tower. You don't make quite enough interest, you know, puts you behind, like I said. Nope, we just went over 700, so. And I like to stick this one, the first one I get, right at the entrance. One, again, because you're shoring up this weaker flank over here, and they're getting hit as soon as they come through the door. whatever it is. And this sucker's 200 damage, splash damage, and slow effect. See how fast it just wiped them out? Why it does the flickering thing. Weird. Okay, now we're a little bit of trouble right there. Drop a little bit of gold on that. And see, it's just wiping them out already. Whole bunch of damage. Wait until you see what it does to the no poison guys. They just get bunched up and wiped. They're gonna have a hard time just making it around the bend all the way. See, they're just getting wiped out like it's nothing. Like a ha 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 ha. Sneaky bastard. Trying to sneak right through where all the real around the damage. Well, we got an answer for that. Not so clever after all. The normal ones, they do a little bit better than the no poison guys. They're a bit faster. They're still not making it very far before they get wiped out by that thing. And of course, dude right here is always ready to add some backup damage. That's why we leave it alone and don't sell it right away. Because you start selling off towers like, you know, these towers may seem like, oh, it's only doing 70 damage. That's nothing compared to the, you know, 200 or whatever. Like, no, but if you don't have that backup damage dealing capacity there, you get rid of it too fast, don't have enough coverage to replace it, and then you're going to end up in trouble. Don't want to neglect these guys either. Now, coming up on the next 700, that's what it costs to upgrade one of these, is this one is a bit of an odd one because you're only getting 300 damage for 700. I mean, you're still ahead because it's for the same price you're getting costing the 200 plus another 100. It's 50% again damage, 50% more on just buying a new one, but buying a second one gives you extra coverage, so you kind of have to choose, do you want to just deal more damage over here when they're first coming out, because out of all the, you know, only 2 of them fly, the rest of them are all ground based, they're all going to come from right here, so being able to do that extra damage, because that takes it up to 500 damage a hit, splash damage and all that. So it's, again, do you want to do that, or do you want to add a little bit of extra coverage, like start doing some of that heavier damage and slow effect over here? Right now we're doing pretty good still. You know, we're still dealing out some heavy damage. You know, they're not creeping through. We haven't lost any lives so far. You know, so I think, yeah, this is a good time to go ahead and drop in another one of those. Because we've still got almost 400 gold at this point. You know, that's what waiting for a little while on that interest rate is so helpful with. You know, this is another boss dead before it could even get around that second bend. I have no idea if that even is music that exists. I'm just messing around. Uh-oh. Won't be a little bastard. See, that's when this can come in handy in between bosses. Because we've got plenty of time to regenerate it. Because it regenerates on your kills. Usually 10 per wave, so I believe it's 10. Yeah. So 2 waves to refill this one. It's also the nice thing about the assassin when the rest of them all take 30. So 3 full waves in between each use. So the assassin one is definitely the best skill. The other ones, I mean, the warrior one can damage everything on the screen, but in order for that to really be effective, you practically have to just, you have to build up a strategy where you're building up your towers at the bottom so you can have multiple waves on the screen at once to make the most of the damage from the warrior skill. And it's just not that good, because, you make your money on this the fastest by killing the creeps fast. Letting them come down further not only makes it easier for them to get past you, you kill them less fast, so you make less money less fast, and you end up with more waves that are stronger than your damage dealing capacity. It just doesn't work. There's a fireball skill that's pretty much useless, and another one that does slow damage that's also pretty useless. So the warrior one you can get away with using, but the assassin one by far is the best one. And the 4 skills are all from Duels, the game, because you could be an assassin, a warrior, a druid, or a mage, I believe is what they were, or a wizard. I mean, it was actually a really fun game. I enjoyed it when it was around. I've always wanted to do my own version of it with the Nisk, Duelists of Nisk, from my the novel I'm writing. The world that it takes place in has an area called Nisk that's their primary entertainment is duels, which wasn't inspired by this at all. The game Duels from Duels.com. It's just, I always thought it would be fun to make my own version of the Duels game based off of that setting, since it no longer exists. See if we can kill that guy. Right, I hope he's gonna get by. We took our first hit. Bastard. This guy's creeping by us. Okay, so trying to. We killed him. So now we're doing more than good enough. Go ahead and do that. We're actually, I've been talking so much I've not been paying attention. We're we're falling behind on the damage curve here a little bit. So, upgrade that one, which immediately shows a huge